At the end of the 4th century, Rome has struggled with devastating effects of hyperinflation, foreign invasion, and repressive taxation. The Western Empire was on the verge of collapse, and the Christianity became a dominant religion of the Western world. During these few decades when the story takes place, the Roman Empire was falling apart, the earlier considerable stable system collapses, and the world will never be the same as before. Saint Jerome, or in other name, Sophronius Eusebius Hyeronymus, had a huge role to play at this turning point of history. The physically weak, lean but extraordinary souled man came from the remote boundaries of Pannonia and Dalmatia. His entire life and as well as his personality were the constant struggle between spiritual yearning and longing for outside world, fighting endlessly with his internal and external demons and enemies. The era itself was controversial and bizarre, sufficient enough even without mentioning Jerome's character and role and foundation of the new religion, moreover, in changing the Western civilization. The committed supporter of ascetic hermitage and virginity encounters the gastronomic and sensual figure in one person without having lack of sarcasm and self-irony. He admires the Old and New Testaments and the pagan literature simultaneously. He adores Rome and considers the Latin world as dominant culture above all, while lives in caves of Syria and Palestine as anchorite. This philosophical satire based upon true story, pointing out of connection between early Christianity and classic Greek philosophy, including Stoicism and Neoplatonic elements in the Roman society of late antiquity, according to the life of an extraordinary man.
You are a boar-faced Illyrian barbaric feces.
Say again.
Your filthy jowl is like an ass of dead rat.
Say again.
Ugh.
Do you want one more? What a Jupiter's phallus had you done again? If I leave you only for a minute, you're gonna provoke someone, and you lose always. Are you unable to control yourself?
You are not right, Bonosis. We were playing with this ball, but one of these Illyrian bastards has punctured it out intentionally and heavily, and know I should throw it to trash. My dad won't buy another one. Actually, he told me 100 times, do not deal with these native animals. They are good for slaves, not for mates.
You are an elitist, snobbish goof, Sophronius Eusebius Hyeronymus. You shouldn't hold your broken nose so high. Otherwise it gets smashed over and over again.
Yeah, but I crashed that bastard's nose too.
And what did you gain with it? The blood falls from your nose, your tunic is dirty, and you can't even appear at home in this condition. Drag your withered body to the Dravus at least. You can rinse your face there and wash your clothes. If it will stay dirty anyway, just go with me and Ferus can blanch it. In this heat that will be dired with no time.
Put your warm, stupid head into the river.
Oh my goodness, Nike, Rome. I have seen there so many copies of Greek sculptures which are filling me with amazement. How could the sculptor make the floating dress so damn realistic on rigid stone as it would have been on the living body?
Nike.
Greek goddess. Italy is full of Greek statue replicas. Now mind me, when you visit us, I'm gonna show you our home's maritime battle picture, what my pater made the painter to copy from Greek painting. Just because he spent a couple of days as a child on a same boat with Mizunumi Navy. Or maybe he just dreamed it at all. My dad is incompetent in almost everything, except animal breeding and agriculture in general. But now, let's see your clothes. It's definitely still very dirty. I recommend come with me home, and I make Ferusa to wash it.
I have no time to waste. I don't want to make my father mad, as he would be so seeing me not appearing at the beginning of supper. Or perhaps I won't pass the vestibulum, and I change clothes unnoticed.
Don't do that, Hieronymus. That wouldn't benefit to your character. Never compromise against your own nature. It's better to get used to it even now. Live according to your own laws.
You just accused me with provoking everyone, and now you suggest that I ought not to keep my mouth shut.
You're right. I correct myself. It is still better to be beaten by others to bloody pulp even 100 times than betraying yourself. Your character does not tolerate the opportunism, which would get harmed by any means. You stand the physical pain more than humiliation of your soul. Just think about it. You're living with your father, with Eusebius in constant conflict, because he, as a stupid veteran soldier, wants to discipline you all the time. because he believes he still has a fun in the army of Constantine's son when they defeated Alaric.
Do not mention the army. My grandpa's shield hangs on the wall of Triclinium, and the mark of cross on it. He used it against Maxentius, saying, "You're going to win in this marked slogan," or something like that. My grandpa mumbles this story every single day, looking at the sky beseeching Jesus Christ immediately. That gladiator heirloom was even more important to him than me. And if my dad does not like something, especially about me, he swears that he's gonna smash my head with it.
I have to say, Sophronius Eusebius Hyeronymus, respect that round stuff, since that made you prosperous. You know it better than me. In fact, your father had served in the Eastern Roman army of Licinius in Asia Minor with his Greek and Macedonian comrades.
But he changed side, joined Constantine, betraying Licinius with this act.
Exactly. That was his luck. And yours too.
And so what?
Respect your father, since he is Greek.
I had enough with this Greek crap. Everything is Greek, even horse manure if you kick it.
Constantine, as a winter emperor, donated the land to your father in return of his service, as reward of his loyal veteran. Your family came here this way, and your father, who plays soldier even now, chased away all of his neighbors in order to increase his lands, what he inherited from your grandpa. Admitted he could have exterminated even us, if you wouldn't have found a fierce enemy in my father.
Constantine, on the other hand, started to act as an Eastern despot. He has nothing to do with the classic Roman virtue. He united the empire with Iron Hand once again. Furthermore, he declared himself as a sole protector of Nicene Creed and secular lord of the church. That absolutely true, he moved to Byzantium, which was renamed after his name, but in Rome his procurators were keeping a relentless order.
Just respect that shield. See you later.
I swear by name of Mars, as if he wouldn't be even my son.
That would be the last chance of this poor kid. Do you see him first time in your life? You would prefer to see a fat slave woman. You pig. This goes
You!
every single day.
Kamina,
over
bring
and
Koina
over
to my
again.
room. You can share the leftover, you useless parasites.
Bastard. How could he order Kamina to his own tablinum and bang her in our presence?
Castorna, please. Don't make a drama.
Why not, my mama? Am I not right?
Come, you don't have to fear.
Did you fight? Did you fight?
Yes, I fought.
How many were there?
3, but I was able to smash the nose of one of them.
Good. Never leave yourself. It is better to be beaten into a bloody pulp, but never compromise. Our sort of men never compromise for sake of others. And keep in mind, you are always right, even if you aren't, because everyone is a jerk face. I repeat, everyone. Including the Romans. Orbilius, your master said, you are the smartest among others, smarter than Bonosus either. I know he is spanking their students, therefore he is mocked by them behind his back as angry ox. I visited him at Stridon a couple of days ago, and he told me you were the only one who does not require spanking. I guess he does neither dare to rise hand on Bonosus, since he is strong like a bull. By the way, Bonosus wasn't there when you got abused.
He was late a bit. Actually, he arrived at the end of fight only.
I planned before that you stay home, and by the time I hand over the land management. But I changed my mind, and I decided instead you have to pursue your study, since you are too weak for peasant work. I send you to Rome, where you will learn grammatica, oration, philosophy, Greek language. What makes your grandma punch her ass into the floor by happiness, Latin, poetics, history, among others. You can do something with that. I already acquired all necessary informations, and Donatus has the best school in Rome.
You will decide, Eusebius. It will be what you want.
Of course it will be what I want. Who asked you, by the way?
Did you hear, Sophronius? You're going to Rome.
There is one huge difference between the Christian god and the pagan gods. Christ is the god of love and forgiveness, while Zeus, Jupiter, Osiris, and others are lords of evil and vanity. Triton was a son of Zeus, but was sliding down to the level of demigods. The gods used him as servant. His shell horn art the only one what remained at divine level. But once he realized he just immortal like worthless humans, and Maecenas is more talented in blowing shell, he ambushed and killed him enviously. You have a choice. Either you follow the evil pagan gods on a way that drives you nowhere, or you follow our God, your fathers, mothers, cast Orin as God, the only true God, and the crucified Son of God, Jesus.
Would you let me know what the hell you have to do with Rome? Even the winter is not unbearably warm there, but it's definitely warmer than the Bank of Travis in the middle of summer. Bloody spoiled girlish elitist Roman bitches use this kind of stuff. Man who gets drafted into army does not twist tape circle around his legs, even in case that will be frozen down completely. Don't make my son a clown.
This fur boot lining was my poor husband's. God rest his soul. He bought it in Athens at the Skytion market. Thou blessed soul knew, only the barbarians can produce this. Their poor living standard demands a permanent quality tools.
Wow.
And this was your grandpa's dagger. He brought it from Asia in his leg, literally. He murdered its original owner. Oh God, what will happen to this poor kid in Rome?
What will happen? What will happen? If he won't meet a nitwit hand like you, he will have a chance to turn into a man. You don't need to weep all the time. If he would have born 20 years earlier, his skeleton is about to disintegrate in battlefield somewhere in Hispania, Gaul, or maybe in Greece or Egypt.
Why still would be there? You speak a lot of nonsense. I wonder, this full of crap won't be stuck on your son.
Let's have a rest. At dawn time, the neighbor's chariot comes. That's all about it.
That sounded so dramatic.
Take care of yourself, my son.
Your pigeons are cute.
I got them from my dad. They are carrier pigeons. They will carry my messages to home about my life in Rome. If my dad comes to Rome half a year later for business purposes, he will bring them back.
Goodbye, Pannonia.
Hey,